Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a mod for the Pigeon. So what this mod does is it gets a normal Pigeon, and then it straps an engine into the rear of it. Now this one I spawned up is actually the smallest engine option available. There are much bigger ones which we'll be taking a look at later on, but for now, let's just go ahead and start with this one. So you can see we're already up to 60 miles per hour, flying all over the road because I have so little control over this thing because it's still a Pigeon. So it is very prone to tipping, and this one more so than the normal one because it's faster and more top heavy. But we got it up to 100 miles an hour, still accelerating, getting it up to like 110. I'm trying to get it to roll right here, but it actually wanted to stay stable somehow and just shredded its tires. That is mighty impressive that it didn't roll over right there. Oh, there we go. There's the rollover. Just after I stopped expecting it. I figured, oh, at this point, we're going so slow there'll never be a rollover. There it is. Alright, let's try this again. We'll get new Pigeon up. And this time we're going to drive on the wrong side of the road because you can't tell a WhyBeAre what to do. And again, same plan. Just get it up to speed and then do something fun. And up to speed in this case is 100 plus. Anything less than that is not up to speed as far as I'm concerned. How about we go for 130 miles per hour and then we wreck it. Let's see if we can keep it stable for that high of a speed. Like, this thing really feels like it would be beastly with a wing because of how unstable the rear end is. Like, if I had a wing on this thing with some downforce, oh my goodness. I wonder if there'd be another mod you can combine with this one to make it have that downforce. Oh, there goes the tire, and we're spinning, but I'm going to keep it level this time. I'm going to keep it level. I'm going to keep it level. Oh, yeah. That Pigeon control, man. That ain't easy. It's all luck, but it ain't easy either. Alright, so with one pop tire, driving capabilities are awful. Let's just go ahead and freshen this thing up, and now we'll wreck it again. I know I said I was going to wreck it last time, but then I wanted to see if I could keep it level again. Because last time I didn't, even though I thought I was going to. So we'll just do this fast. We're just going to pop it over here and let it roll. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Got a nice little roll to it. And it might still be drivable? Let's see. Well, sort of. Technically, you can drive it. It's not a good experience, and it's on fire. I can fix the fire, though. We just do a quick dip in the water, and oh, that was beautiful. That was so clean. I just whipped it into the water and popped right back out. Now we're still on fire. I think the fire will just come back forever, so there's not much I could actually do about it. I'm curious, does the engine's intake on the rear actually determine if it drowns? Maybe? Like, it's hard to tell because the engine is damaged, so it might mess with the actual displayed height and stuff. But it looks like it is. I don't know. And, well, we can't really do much here, so let's just go ahead and respawn this thing. And then, time for a bigger engine. Yeah. You thought the 291 base model was big? Nah. Time for the 353 hot rod. And then, once you think this one's big, we'll go to a bigger one. Like, I love how it just looks so much bigger in the bed of this thing. And then it wants to tip even more because it's more top heavy. It's like as if the other one wasn't top heavy enough. Let's put a bigger engine in it and it'll be fine. Alright, so nice and careful. I say careful. Perfect. And then we're going to floor it and wreck it. Should be able to get this thing up to 130, unlike the other one. If I can keep it straight and steady. Oh no, we're topping out. The gearing doesn't go long enough. I didn't notice that earlier. So we're basically at top speed right here, so let's just wreck it. That's a beautiful wreck. Just completely destroyed the front of the car, and main engine broke as well, unfortunately. I was hoping we could just keep driving this thing around in its current state, but not gonna happen. Just looking at the engine in the bed of it is so ridiculous looking. I love that. So let's try to crash it a little bit differently this time. Instead of just slamming it into something, let's make it do a little bit of a trick. You know, rolling over or flipping or spiraling or something like that. So we'll get it up to about 100 miles per hour, and then what we're gonna do is just gonna roll it up on the hill like so. Hopefully that'll encourage it to do something interesting. There we go, a little bit of a spin to it. And if this thing lands upright, I think it could still drive. Let's see. Got 3 wheels on the ground. Looking promising. Oh, the rear axle is completely shattered or something. Maybe the springs gave out? I don't know, but it is jiggling hard. But we can still put power down somehow, so you know what? Let's go. Oh, we're on fire. Get to the water. No! Oh, main engine broken. We're never gonna put the fire out. And my driver's on fire now anyway, so you know, it doesn't really matter. So we'll reset this and let's see how it flies when it's not damaged. So we're just gonna real carefully do a quick rollover right there. Gotta love it when you get lucky. You roll it accidentally, but it gets upright. then we're going to get up to 100 miles per hour and then just chuck it off a cliff and see how straight it goes. So we are now up to speed, and I just got to wait for the right moment. That looks pretty good. Fly! Ooh. It was flying good until it got obliterated. That completely removed the bed, but the engine's still there, ready to go. Front completely smashed. Driver, legs are gone. Let's go and do one more crash with this one, and then we're going to move on to the next one, which has bigger engine, because bigger engine is better. So we're just going to real quickly right through here. Another little flight. And main engine broken again, so not going to drive. I mean, when your engine is just sitting out in the open like that, it's going to be fragile. It's just the way things are. You can't have the engine still work when there's nothing to protect it. So we're going to reset it. And the next one we're going to be taking a look at is the rear engine 423 race. And this one actually has something kind of neat about it, is that it has a roll cage on the inside, and there is no stock roll cage for the Pigeon. So this was actually made for this mod. And then it also has these stabilizers, which are a part of the game. So we could drive this around a little bit, and it's a little bit harder to tip because of the stabilizers, but I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could still tip it over. But it's not going to happen accidentally a lot of the time. Like right here, I can kind of go aggressively into that corner, and yeah, we're going up into the air, but we're not completely tipping over. I also love watching the butterfly valves open up on the engine as every time I try to accelerate. Like you can just watch them a little bit open, and at full throttle, they just flap open so fast and violently. And then I start to skid all over the place because this is too much power for such a little car. I would buy one of these in real life though. So now we're going 140 miles per hour. Let's see how this thing does doing this. Yep, we're on fire, completely ruined. And just looking at the damage right there, that roll cage actually held. We were rolling all over the place, but there is still some structure to that cabin, so the driver can survive. It's a miracle. Let's go again. We're going to try to actually roll it over. That's going to be my goal. See if I can roll it over with all this power and then with the stabilizers as well. So here we go. Just hard turn left, and no, it actually was okay. Whipping it around. There we go. I can still roll it. Told you could still roll it if you really wanted to. I mean, it's not easy though. You saw it took a couple of rolls and up we're on fire again. This thing also has a very temperamental fuel tank. It just catches on fire at the littlest things. But you know what? In a way, I love it because it's so stupid. It's like this car's always on fire. Because why not? You know, you already stuck an engine in the bed of it. Why not make it where it catches on fire all the time? Like, this is not a production job. This is what happens when you get a genius, a shed, a big engine, and a small car that you could shove the engine into. You know, I'm curious though, is the original engine still there or is it completely removed? We should check that after we check out this damage. So again though, that roll cage is holding up really, really well. So on the normal Pigeon, we can look at the engine by just going to the front and then pulling off the hood and seeing what's in there. So on this one actually, instead of the engine, we got a big radiator and a little bit of different bodywork right there because you don't have a drive line going there. So let's see, if we look at the inside of this thing, you can actually see the difference. That looks different. There's like this big old panel there that's not normally there. And to compare that, I'll go ahead and spawn up another Pigeon to show you the difference. So see on this one, it doesn't have that black panel. It's all the same color as the body. So they actually hacked that up and said, we're replacing it with this. And it's actually bulged out right here a little bit because there's parts of that engine sticking in all the way to there, I think. Because if you look here, it's not bulged out. And wait a minute, where'd the parking brake go? You know, at this point, the driver just said, look, we're putting a big engine in this thing. We don't need no parking brake. That's for slowing down. And ooh, did that happen when I removed the hood? I didn't notice that. Let's see. Yeah, I guess so. All right, so back to regular driving mode. And then I'm curious, does the parking brake actually work even if you can't see it? Yes, it does. It does slow the car down and make it slide a little bit more. All right, let's get this thing up to speed and then do something dumb again. So we're going to get it all the way up to 100 miles per hour, and then we're going to just pop it right at this corner. Get a nice little roll on it. Nice. And it looks like this time it'll actually still drive, although I don't have steering, so it's the wheelie machine. You know, if I really want a wheelie machine, there is actually a drag version to use, but you know what I'm thinking? I can't steer this. That's what I'm thinking. Actually, what I'm really thinking, though, is this thing is the race version. We got to try it out on a race track. So let's make our way over to Hirochi Raceway, and we'll just go to the starting line to test it out. So there are two main tests I want to do here. But first, we're going to spawn up the Pigeon and look at a couple of differences that I haven't yet mentioned. So first off, the bed of this thing is actually shorter than normal. You notice the bed looks pretty small, and if we spawn it up next to a normal Pigeon, you'll realize just how much smaller it is, and it's done just because weight reduction and the engine isn't that big. So you see this one much longer, this one really itty bitty bed. And then also those rear fender flares you see, those are unique to the mod, and it allows you to have wider tires. So instead of having bicycle tires, you get motorcycle tires. What I mean by that is, yeah, they're wider tires, but they're still really thin tires. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and spawn up a racing version of the Sunburst, and then we're gonna tell the AI to run away from me, and I want to see how they control that thing. So I'll just say flee, and we'll watch them from a distance. Ooh, they're trying to go through this one. That is a risky plan. Very bad plan, actually. It's not risky, it's just bad. They crashed basically immediately. I think they'll have a chance if the road was wider though, so instead of going that way, we just got to convince them to go a different way. And it looks like now they're gonna go reverse. Perfect. Now they actually have some room to work with, and they might be able to keep that thing upright and not crash. So let's just keep a little bit of distance because I don't need to accidentally hit them, but keep a good eye on them. So right there, they are tipping it up in the air a lot, but ooh, they're staying on the road this time, just barely. They are really all over the place. Don't you dare go to the left, stay on the regular road. Perfect. This is actually beautiful to watch. Like, they're up on two wheels almost all the time. It's amazing. Well, I mean, I guess they're down on three wheels if you count the stabilizer as a wheel. I don't know. But they are just tipping so hard, but they're actually doing a pretty good job at moving. I mean, I'm not really racing super hard, but I have to actually put the accelerator down, especially on these straightaways, to keep up. They are just gone on these straights. They know how to put that power down. Braking, though, that's where things get sketchy, especially when they're going that fast into a corner. They just don't have the ability to brake that hard because they only got three wheels. Can't slow down good. I think that broke it because they are, what? Oh! Suddenly they lurched forward with max power. I thought the engine broke for a second. They're still good to go. I mean, overall, I'm pretty impressed with the AI's ability to control that thing because I can barely control it. Oh, there they go into a wall. I had to follow them into the wall, basically. Ha! I just booted them out the track. It's like, get out of here. Just smack them off there. I shove them down like a hill even. Oh, that was just evil. We got some rolling through the hill and stuff. Alright, let's get them back on the track, and then I'm going to go ahead and say AI to stop. And I'm going to get this car to be nice and fresh. Bring it back to here. Are you still trying to drive? Good. And now we're going to do the opposite. AI is going to try to get away from me, and I'll see if I can keep up with them. I think the answer is going to be no, unfortunately, just because of how unstable this thing is and how much faster their car is. We'll see. And if they try to go in those tighter sections, I don't think I'm going to follow them because that's too difficult. Whoa, what are you doing, man? You just want to give me a chance, huh? I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you. Oh, I didn't think they would go left. I was able to keep it upright, though. You know, I'm almost thinking the AI is faster than me driving this thing. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you, because they were really ripping it around these corners. So I was trying to follow their pace, and then they crashed, so it doesn't matter, because I actually hit them. That's a victory on my part, but I do want to see, if I give the AI the same car, who is faster? Go ahead and stop them, and then we'll swap it to yet another racing pigeon, and this one will make it, go with brand. No, let's go with cream. Cream sounds like a nice color for this. Perfect. Then we're going to go ahead and get to my car, make it in the proper position, and then just tell the AI to go away from me, and we'll see if we can keep up. I think the answer is going to be no, though, because the AI is really good at managing the weight of the car, it seems like, where I'm not really that good at it. Which way are they going? They're going left? They're going left, but they are just booking it into that corner. I don't know how they go into it so fast. I think they're just braking really late, which is what's happening there. So it seems like they're going into the corners much faster than they actually are. Oh, I thought they were going straight. They were going so fast. No, apparently they decided to just wreck themselves. And, well, that's not going anywhere. So what I'll do is I'll just give them a fresh car and I'll keep trying to chase them down. So far, conclusion is yes, the AI is faster, but they are far more reckless than me. Like, I see a corner, I actually slow down a little bit. They, not so much. Maybe if I just put them to random, they won't try to, like, drive so fast and I'm directly behind them and it'll work out better. I don't know. We'll see what they do so far. We're both up on two wheels. That looks hilarious. They're just all over the place on this road. It's crazy watching them. Like, into the dirt, out of the dirt, into the other side of the dirt. I'm into the other side of the dirt at least. And then they just launch off like a rocket once they get traction and fly into the dirt again. Oh my goodness, it's just chaos. Like, I'm not even really worried about myself driving as fast as them right now because I think I can actually drive faster, it turns out. because they are simply so all over the place. Like, see, I can catch up right up to them, and then until the straightaway comes. When that straightaway comes, they know how to put the power down beautifully. I don't. Like, I end up kind of bouncing my weight left and right a little bit too much to actually put the power down, where they just flatten it out and go, and then slam into a wall. Joining the party! Alright, I think that is enough of the race version. Now it's time to go to the faster versions. Yeah, do you really need a faster version? No. Is there one? Yes. So we're going to be taking a look at the rear engine 423 Stage 3 dragster, which has a unique part. It's the wheelie bar in the back. Normally a Pigeon would never have a wheelie bar because why would it need it? So we're just going to line it up right here, stop it, and then floor it. And what? A little bit of a hop at the start, trying to get some traction going. And then we got traction, and it's gone. 130 miles per hour, 140, 50. I'm just going to let it smash into whatever. Oh, this is how you wall ride. Remember, there would be some old Need for Speed games where it's like, you know what? It's fast to go around the corner by doing that. And pretty much obliterated that car right there. So go ahead and take it to a place where it can really stretch its legs. Where can a car stretch its legs on BeamNG.drive? Grid map. And I started outside of grid map because that's the best place to do it, because it's a nice flat surface, which will be really helpful when you have a car this powerful and this unstable. So we're going to start with the stage 3, and then we'll work our way to the stage 4. So we're just going to floor it and not steer at all, hopefully. So a little bit of iffiness until it gets traction. Once it gets traction, it just keeps going and going and going all the way up to about 160 miles per hour where it tops out. And it got to its top speed in like no time. Oh, but it doesn't have stabilizers, so it's pretty prone to tipping and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. And it'll roll a lot because Pigeons don't usually have that much momentum behind them. So this thing unfortunately won't drive, so we'll just freshen it up, and then we're going to drive back to grid map. Just kind of line myself up by rolling. There we go. We're going to get on the power gradually here to hopefully maybe accelerate a little bit faster. Might have been a little bit better that way. It's hard to tell because it took me so long to actually get to full throttle. So this is full speed for stage 3. We're going to slam into the wall. And this should really smush it. Like, even though it has a roll cage, it'll smush it, because roll cages aren't some impenetrable box. Yeah, right there, roll cage smushed. And it still sounds like we're driving really fast. I don't know if you hear that. That's weird. I have no idea why, but you can hear the wind breezing. Anyways, reset. And then we're going to do a comparison. We're going to have stage 3 versus stage 4. Yeah, you saw stage 3 was fast. You weren't ready for stage 4. So this one, back in, removed. And you just have the engine there. And I want these to actually be lined up next to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. And we're just going to spawn it up next to this one. And they should be aligned perfectly next to each other, I think. Let's make sure. Alright, looks good. We're going to accelerate and then accelerate. And just let the cars do whatever they do from full throttle. So both of them have some issues with traction. This one is actually kind of rolling all over the place, so it might need a little bit of help to go as fast as it possibly can. You see, it's just, yeah, it's not doing well. It needs some help. That's with no steering by me, by the way. I didn't touch it. And apparently, though, this one does really good without steering. So bring it back. And then we'll bring this one back too. And first, let's just focus on trying to control this thing's power. So we're going to get on the power gradually, and then we floor it. See, now it's up to 180 miles per hour already. That's much faster than when you just floored it and it kind of bounced all over the place. It's also overheating already. So it tops out at about 220 miles per hour. And now that I kind of have a feeling for how to accelerate this thing, we should be able to do a drag race between the two. So we'll freeze physics, floor this one, and then this one has a little bit of a fine touch by me to get it moving. So there we go. You saw I took off a little bit faster thanks to my control. And then once it was actually able to floor it, it really took off. It just has so much more speed, so much more power, and it temporarily catches on fire and then the fire goes away. Like, what kind of dragster is this? Like, if I stop and then accelerate again, will it catch on fire again? Oh, speaking of stop, yeah, that's gonna take a while. Still braking. Okay, do a nice gentle turnaround right here. Perfect. And then we're gonna go back to where we came from. I think the rear suspension kind of got clobbered a bit. Like, one of those wheels looked like it was rolling funky, but we can still accelerate and we're on fire again. This is a beast. Like, it's just like, I'm going so fast, I'm on fire. And then it's like, I'm going so fast, the fire can't keep up with me. It's just the most ridiculous looking thing. Like, I've had cars before where they catch on fire, but never one where it catches on fire and then outruns the fire. I mean, I know that's not what it's really doing, but that's what it looks like, isn't it? You know what I gotta do just for dramatic effect? We gotta take this thing off a ramp where it looks like it's just obliterating everything with the fire behind it. But I gotta figure out where the best ramp for this is, and I honestly don't know it off the top of my head. So I'm gonna go to a couple of maps and try to find out. I found the perfect map. It's called Car Jump Arena, which is a map I did a video for in the past. But real quickly, there is one part I did not realize existed until right now. There's a stubby version of the box on the back as well. So if you want everybody to think it's a sleeper or something, there you go. Now, for the jump. I already got it lined up right here, so we just gotta be careful with the accelerator. We don't want to accelerate too hard where we lose control, because that's really easy to do. Really, really easy to do. Also, you don't want to go so fast that the car extinguishes itself. You want to catch on fire right as you hit the jump, and that looks pretty good to it. So there it is, about to fly. Gotta have like a dramatic angle for this. I don't know. Can't really see a good angle. The car's too small. That's the problem, because you want to see the engine, but it's like, it's hard to do that. So let's just do slow-mo here and watch it fly. See, like, that's a cool angle, but then you don't get to see the engine. Anyways, full speed ahead, and we're gonna let it wreck, and that'll be the end for this video. It's actually gonna be a while till it wrecks because it's such a long flight, and then it has so much speed it's gonna take a while to wreck even. Just watching it bounce, 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 and until next time, this is WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.